The FFA chapter is holding our annual Tractor Cade to celebrate National Farm and Health Safety Week. This year, we are welcoming Sheriff Mark Whitaker to talk about the significance of being cautious on the roads and around farm equipment.
Go. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time to think about a few things that you might not otherwise think about, especially this week for Ag Safety Week, National Ag Safety Week. And a couple of things as we enter in the fall season here, as most of you all being from Darke County and Greenville, that we're about ready to enter the harvest season. So there's going to be a lot of agricultural equipment, tractors, farm machinery, and things like that out on the highways and the roadways so that they can get their work done. And for those of you that may not be aware of this, and I try to get this message out as often as possible because I don't think everybody realizes this, but Darke County is the #1 ag producing county in the state of Ohio for the most part every year in a number of areas. And I don't know if you know that, but I think it's important that you do. And being the #1 ag county in the state of Ohio and leading even nationally from an agricultural standpoint, we have a lot of farm machinery, a lot of tractors, a lot of equipment, combine, harvest machinery out there, and it's peak time. So a couple things to think about when you're out there driving on the highways or you're with your families driving on the highways is patience is extremely important this time of year. Sooner or later, you're going to find yourself trying to get somewhere out on our county or township roads, and you're going to come across a piece of machinery driving down the road. And as you all know by now, if you're not paying attention, they don't travel as fast as the other motor vehicles do. They run about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Some can get up to 25, the newer equipment can, or a little bit faster, but they're not going much faster than that. The first thing you'll notice on most of equipment, if it's properly equipped, is a slow-moving vehicle sign. That bright red fluorescent orange triangle on the back of the equipment. I think most of our agricultural producers in the county are pretty good at keeping their equipment lighted so that you can see them. But you need to understand if you're traveling 55 miles an hour on one of our county or township roads or highways and the vehicle in front of you is only going about 15 to 20 miles an hour, you're going to approach them very quickly, and that can happen very fast. So you need to realize if you see farm machinery and equipment ahead, this is the most important thing I think I can tell you about that is you need to start slowing down early because you can come up on them very quickly and find yourself in a problem. The two most common traffic crashes involving agricultural equipment is rear-end collisions, and the next most common traffic crash is left-hand turns. So when you approach a piece of farm equipment, especially on a county highway or a township road, and we're approaching an intersection, first of all, you need to understand under Ohio law, you cannot pass any vehicle, even farm equipment, within 100 feet of an intersection. The reason that law exists is because we don't want you to get in a hurry past somebody in an intersection and that vehicle is turning left. Most agricultural equipment has limited lighting. It's not like a motor vehicle. They might have flashers on. They may not necessarily have left turn signals. Some do, some don't. And you need to understand that what they might be doing is getting ready to turn left. And if you get into a pass in an intersection, you are at fault, by the way. That's your responsibility not to pass within an intersection. It's your responsibility as a driver to only pass when it's safe. So you need to slow down, take time, get through the intersection, and make sure that farm machinery isn't turning left. Okay, give them a chance to make that turn if that's what they're going to do. If you get through the intersection, they're not turning, and it's clear to pass. At that point, you can pass once you get out of that intersection. Okay, I want to hit it again. Remember, you see farm equipment ahead, you need to slow down. I said that one of the other reasons or the most common incidents we have with traffic in farm machinery is rear-end accidents. And I can tell you that when you see some of the machinery that these tractors are pulling, you do not want to get into a rear-end collision with these things. That can be a very serious situation for you and your vehicle, and you just don't want to do that. So keep that in mind. Another thing on left turns or right turns, keep in mind that farm machinery is much wider, sometimes a little wider than the roadway or the lanes. So when they are making turns, be aware that they need to make their turns wider. Don't be fooled by a piece of machinery that looks like it's about to turn right when actually it's turning left. It just has to swing to the right to make the turn, kind of like commercial vehicles. Another reason why we don't pass within 100 foot of an intersection. And if you keep those things in mind, you can have a safe driving experience. And I'll tell you what, anytime I have a chance to talk about safe driving, there's a couple of things I need you to hear. Number one is always wear your seatbelt. Not just because of the law, because it saves lives. All right? I've been in public safety, whether it's a firefighter, paramedic, the first 10 years of my career. In the last 27 years, I've been a sheriff's deputy, and now I'm your sheriff. And that's over 37 years of experience in public safety, and I've been to a lot of crashes. And it's very disturbing to see folks that don't wear their seatbelts. They get seriously injured or they get killed. And I look and I realize if they just had their seatbelt, they probably would have survived that crash. Okay, so I can't say that enough. Wear your seatbelt. Other thing is, so easy to be distracted these days. Cell phones, all kinds of equipment, eating a Big Mac going down the highway. Whatever it is, it's all distracted driving. Okay? Keep your eyes focused on the road. All right, at 16, 17, 18, you think you're good at driving, but you still got a lot of years to go yet, okay? And you don't need those distractions. So avoid distracted driving, and probably one of the number one causes of crashes, and unfortunately Darke County's had a lot of fatal crashes this year, and what it comes down to is paying attention, all right? Whether it's stopping at the intersection, looking both ways, maybe twice, and then going, make sure the intersection's clear, paying attention to what's ahead of you. Be a defensive driver. That's kind of when you're around farm machinery and farm equipment, be a defensive driver. Watch the person and the farm machinery in front of you and try to anticipate or think about what they might be doing so that you don't make that mistake. Because that mistake could ruin your life if not end it. All right? Hey, I appreciate your attention for the last few minutes and giving me a chance to talk to you about you and just remind some things that I'm sure you already know. Thank you and have a great morning.